Most people think washing socks is nothing more than routine laundry, but ancient masters of Feng Shui believed something very different. If you wash your socks at the wrong time, you're not just cleaning dirt, you're washing away your fortune. You might be scrubbing off opportunities, draining your energy, and unknowingly calling in poverty. Sounds unbelievable? Stay with me, because in just a moment, I will reveal the dangerous hours when washing socks could cost you your luck. Why socks are linked to destiny. In modern life, socks are just pieces of fabric. We wear them, toss them in the laundry, and forget about them. But in spiritual traditions across Asia, Europe, and even parts of Africa, socks, or any garment that touches the feet, carry a much deeper meaning. Why? Because your feet are the foundation of your body. They make contact with the ground, the earth, the energy field beneath you. Everything you step on, whether clean soil, city pavement, or even your own living room floor, creates an energetic exchange. And your socks absorb it all. Think of socks as a sponge. Throughout the day, they pick up not only dust and sweat, but also invisible energy, positive or negative. If you had a good day, your socks hold traces of that fortune. If you walked into a toxic environment, they've absorbed that negativity. That's why many cultures view socks as objects of hidden power. In Feng Shui, the foot is the base of your human house, while socks act like protective filters. Washing them is not just laundry, it's a symbolic cleansing ritual. Done correctly, it resets energy, clears negativity, and opens the path for fresh opportunities. Done at the wrong time, however, it means you're literally washing away the good luck clinging to you. Even in Western folklore, there are echoes of this belief. Old European traditions warned against washing clothes at night or on certain holy days, claiming it could wash away blessings. Some even believed spirits were more active after midnight, making laundry done in those hours spiritually risky. Now, think about this. Socks are more intimate than a t-shirt or a coat. They're closer to your skin, closer to your pulse points, and they carry your unique imprint after a full day of movement. Because of that, they are seen as energy-charged items, holding a strong connection to your fate. And here comes the twist. In both Feng Shui and folk belief, washing is symbolic of release. When you wash your socks, you're not just removing dirt, you're releasing the energy stored within them. Do it in harmony with natural cycles, and you release only the negative. But do it during dangerous hours, and you risk releasing everything: luck, prosperity, even the flow of money tied to your footsteps. To illustrate, let's bring in a short story. A family in southern China once faced a sudden decline in their finances. The father's business deals kept failing, money slipped away, and even unexpected repairs drained their savings. They consulted a Feng Shui master, who asked the simple question, "When do you usually wash your socks?" Surprised, the mother admitted she always did it at night, after dinner, when everyone was asleep. The master shook his head. That's when fortune sleeps too. Every time you scrub, you're scrubbing away your wealth. Skeptical but desperate, they changed their routine. They washed socks only in the morning, during active energy hours. Within months, small improvements appeared. A delayed payment arrived, the father landed a new contract, and the family felt lighter, more harmonious. Coincidence? Maybe, but to them, it was proof that something as small as sock washing had shifted the energy of their entire household. The deeper message? Socks are symbols. They absorb, they store, they carry, and washing them is a ritual act that touches directly on your personal energy field. That's why timing matters. That's why careless habits can backfire. And that's why ancient masters left behind these warnings so people like you and me wouldn't unknowingly drain away our luck. So now you understand the background. Socks are not just laundry. They are energy carriers. Washing them is an energetic reset. But timing is everything. And in the next part, I will reveal the exact mistakes people make when they wash their socks, the dangerous hours, the overlooked rituals, and why so many families have lost luck without ever realizing the cost.
The wrong times to wash your socks. Hidden dangers you must avoid. Many people treat socks as simple daily items, just pieces of cloth you wear, sweat in, and throw into the laundry basket. But in the language of energy, socks are far more powerful. They are the guardians that connect your body with the Earth's magnetic field. They absorb the vibrations of your journey each day, the stress you face, the opportunities you touch, the wealth you attract, or even the negativity you accidentally step into. Washing socks, therefore, is not just a matter of hygiene, it is an energetic ritual. Do it at the wrong time and you risk rinsing away your blessings. Ancient traditions across Asia, combined with folk wisdom from the West, point to 3 time periods that are especially dangerous: midnight, dawn, and the sacred days of the lunar cycle. Let's explore why. Midnight, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., the hour of the rat. At midnight, the yin energy of the universe dominates. Yang, the bright, life-giving force, is at its weakest. Ancient feng shui masters called this the hour of still shadows. Washing socks during this period is like symbolically scrubbing away the last drops of yang that protect your fortune. Think of it like this: socks are containers of your personal qi. When you cleanse them at midnight, you wash in water charged with yin energy. The water clings to the fabric, soaking it with subtle vibrations of poverty, stagnation, and exhaustion. Once dried, the socks no longer carry protective qi, but instead leak your vitality. There are countless folk tales about this. In rural China, villagers used to warn, never beat clothes or wash socks at midnight, or you'll beat the fortune out of your house. Even in parts of Eastern Europe, there's a superstition that laundering at night attracts wandering spirits who feed on household luck. So, if you have ever wondered why after late-night laundry your week feels heavy, your money slips away, or arguments flare at home, it may not be coincidence. Midnight washing silently opens a door to energetic loss. Dawn, 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., the hour of transition. Dawn is another fragile threshold. Just before sunrise, cosmic energy is in flux. Yin is retreating, but Yang has not yet fully risen. In Feng Shui, this hour is often called the moment of breath-holding, when opportunities for the day begin forming. If you choose to wash socks at this time, you symbolically wash away the qi of beginnings. Imagine standing at the gates of a market filled with treasures, only to close the door yourself before entering. That's what it means energetically. Folklore in Southeast Asia cautions against sweeping, washing, or discarding items at dawn. Elders would say, at dawn, the gods distribute wealth. Do not wash it away. Socks, being tied to your movement and fortune, are particularly sensitive. Many households even refuse to hang laundry outdoors before sunrise, fearing it would scare away prosperity spirits. So, if your habit is to wake early and do laundry before work, consider this warning. Those extra minutes of efficiency could cost you unseen opportunities for money and growth. The 1st and 15th days of the lunar month. Finally, perhaps the most crucial taboo: washing socks on the 1st or the 15th day of the lunar calendar. In traditional belief, these days are energetic anchors. The 1st marks new beginnings. What you do sets the tone for the entire month. The 15th, aligned with the full moon, represents completion, abundance, and harvest. To wash socks on these sacred days is symbolically dangerous. On the 1st, it means rinsing away the seeds of luck before they can sprout. On the 15th, it is like pouring water over a basket of ripe fruit, dissolving the sweetness before you can taste it. Chinese families often have strict rules: no laundry on lunar festivals, new moons, or full moons. In parts of Vietnam and Thailand, women still avoid washing socks or underwear on these days, saying it cleans not dirt, but blessings. So, if you notice your income dips or unexpected expenses appear after such laundry sessions, consider the pattern. You may have unknowingly erased your month's fortune. The right ritual to preserve wealth when washing socks. Now that you know the danger zones, let's shift to the solution. Feng Shui is never about fear, it's about alignment. Washing socks can be transformed from a harmful act into a powerful ritual of renewal, provided you follow the right timing and methods. The auspicious hour, midday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The best time to wash socks is during high noon. At this point, yang energy is strongest. The sun is overhead, radiating vitality, courage, and clarity. By cleansing socks under this influence, you burn away negativity while infusing the fabric with fresh life force. It's like charging crystals under sunlight. The rays disinfect not just physically, but energetically. Families who observe this practice often report feeling lighter, more motivated, and surprisingly lucky after midday laundry sessions. The purification boost: salt and vinegar. Ordinary detergent may remove stains, but it cannot neutralize spiritual residue. For centuries, salt and vinegar have been sacred purifiers across cultures. Salt, known as Earth's crystal, absorbs heavy, stagnant qi. Ancient sailors sprinkled salt on decks to banish bad luck. In Feng Shui, adding a pinch of rock salt to wash water transforms it into a shield of protection. Vinegar, with its sharp, sour essence, is believed to cut through lingering negativity, much like how it dissolves grease. In Japanese Shinto practice, vinegar was once used to cleanse shrines. When you add these to your laundry water, you are not just cleaning fabric, you are sanctifying it. Each sock emerges lighter, free of yesterday's burdens, and ready to attract fortune. Avoid the moonlight trap. Another common mistake is drying socks under the moonlight. While moonlight is beautiful, it carries yin energy. Just as the moon pulls the tides, it can also pull yang energy out of fabrics. Folk sayings warn, moonlight laundry loses its master's luck. That is why in many traditional households, clothes are collected before dusk. For socks, which already carry personal qi, the risk is doubled. The correct practice is to dry socks in sunlight or indoors with warm airflow. Let them soak in yang-rich environments so they return to your feet as vessels of protection, not drains of fortune. The symbolism of intention. Most importantly, treat sock washing as a mindful act, not a chore. As you scrub or rinse, imagine negativity leaving and fortune entering. Some families even recite affirmations like, "As I wash, I cleanse misfortune. As I dry, I invite wealth." Remember, energy follows intention. If you align time, method, and mindset, even something as simple as laundry becomes a magnet for prosperity.
There was once a man who believed he was practical, logical, too smart to be swayed by little rituals or old traditions. His name was Daniel, and he was a tireless worker. Every night he returned home long after midnight, his body drained and his socks carrying the weight of the day. Dust from the streets, the sweat of endless meetings, the invisible footprints of every place he had walked. It became his habit to peel them off the moment he got home and throw them straight into the wash. Sometimes he scrubbed them in the sink, sometimes he tossed them into the machine, but always it was after midnight. To him, it was nothing more than a matter of hygiene. But what Daniel didn't realize was that this simple routine was quietly washing away his fortune. At first, the changes in his life were so subtle that he barely noticed. A project at work that seemed certain to succeed suddenly collapsed for reasons no one could explain. A client who had been loyal for years abruptly pulled out of a deal. Then, money began to slip through his fingers in ways that felt almost unnatural. Unexpected medical bills, broken appliances, strange little accidents that seemed to demand cash again and again. The more he worked, the harder life became. It was as if he were trying to climb a hill that grew steeper with every step. His friends told him he was overworked, that he needed rest, but deep inside, he knew something heavier was pressing on him, something he couldn't quite name. One evening at a family gathering, his aunt, a woman deeply rooted in old traditions and Feng Shui, noticed the weariness in his face. She asked him a question that seemed almost ridiculous at first. "Tell me," she said, when do you wash your socks? Daniel laughed, shaking his head, and replied, "What kind of question is that? I wash them when I come home, usually after midnight. Why?" But his aunt's expression grew serious. "That is why luck keeps slipping away from you," she said. "Socks carry the energy of your day. They hold the chi of every step you take. And when you wash them after midnight, you are not just washing away dirt, you are washing away your blessings. Midnight is when yin dominates, when shadows rule. You are asking poverty to sit at your table." Daniel wanted to dismiss her words. He had always been a man of numbers, contracts, logic, and facts, but something about the calm certainty in her voice made him pause. Out of courtesy, he asked, "What should I do then?" She smiled gently and said, "Wash them at noon, when the sun is strong, when yang energy burns bright. Add a pinch of salt and let the water purify not just the fabric, but also your fortune. Try it for a month. You will see." Desperate and with nothing left to lose, Daniel tried. For the first time, he waited until midday. The sunlight spilled across his kitchen as he filled a basin with water, sprinkled in salt, and lowered his socks into the shimmering surface. It felt odd, almost ceremonial. For a moment, he thought of all the steps he had taken that week, all the doors he had entered, all the conversations he had carried with him, and he imagined the sunlight washing away the weight of them all, leaving only clarity. At first, nothing changed. The days passed and life looked the same. But then, slowly, subtly, a shift began. A client he thought was gone forever called him back with a new opportunity. A deal that had stalled suddenly moved forward again. His mornings felt lighter, his nights less burdened. Within weeks, he noticed his finances stabilizing. Within 2 months, he closed one of the most profitable contracts of his career. For the first time in years, he felt like the universe was working with him rather than against him. Daniel tells this story himself now, shaking his head in disbelief. He says, "When I changed the way I washed my socks, it felt like I changed the entire frequency of my life. It was as if I had been tuned to static before, and suddenly the channel cleared. Opportunities started ringing at my door. I can't explain it logically, but I know it was real." And Daniel is not the only one. Across cultures, across time, thousands have whispered similar tales. Fortunes revived, relationships healed, health improved, all linked to the simple timing of washing socks. Whether you call it coincidence or energy, the message is unmistakable. Small habits can redirect the entire current of destiny.
So let me ask you, how many times have you tossed your socks into the wash at midnight thinking it was nothing? How many mornings have you scrubbed them away at dawn, never realizing you were pushing prosperity out of your home? How many opportunities have slipped past you because of a habit you never questioned? Listen carefully, because this is the truth. It does matter. Socks are not just fabric. They are witnesses to your every step. They absorb not only the dust of the ground, but the energy of your journey. Each fiber holds the memory of the places you've been, the people you've met, the choices you've made. Washing socks is not just about cleaning fabric, it is about cleansing energy. And the moment you choose to do it decides whether you are washing away misfortune or rinsing off the very blessings that were about to find you. Think of Daniel's mistakes. Each midnight wash was like a silent theft, draining his vitality, scrubbing luck right out of his home, inviting misfortune to nest in his life. Now imagine how many millions of people are repeating that same mistake tonight, unaware of the invisible consequences. They wonder why money always slips away, why success is always one step out of reach, why relationships feel strained. They never realize the answer might be as simple as the hour hand on the clock and the water in your sink. The truth is clear. Midnight is a thief. It belongs to yin, to shadows, to the draining of energy. Washing socks, then, is like pouring your wealth down the drain. The early hours of dawn, when prosperity is meant to begin flowing, are no better. Wash then, and you chase fortune out before it has even crossed your threshold. Sacred lunar days, like the first and the full moon, they are gateways of energy, and washing socks then erases an entire cycle of luck before it can even begin. But there is a way to protect yourself. When you wash at noon, under the height of the sun, you anchor your fortune in light. You turn a simple task into a ritual of abundance. The salt or vinegar in the water doesn't just clean the fabric, it binds your prosperity, sealing it into your steps. Every time you wear those socks again, you are walking with protection, with fortune woven into every thread. The socks become guardians, talismans, silent shields against loss. This is not superstition. This is the timeless recognition that energy flows where intention goes. A pair of socks may seem small, but they are the carriers of your footsteps, the link between you and the earth beneath. To treat them carelessly is to treat your own destiny carelessly. To honor them is to honor the road of wealth itself. So hear this warning, spoken with all seriousness. Never underestimate a pair of socks. Wash them at the wrong time, and you are scrubbing away your money, your opportunities, your future. But wash them at the right time, with awareness and care, and they become more than fabric. They become amulets of wealth, protectors of abundance, reminders that prosperity walks with you, step by step. A small choice, a simple habit, can divide lives into two paths, one of constant struggle, one of unstoppable success. Which path will you choose? The answer may be hiding in your laundry basket. And tonight, before you reach for your socks, remember Daniel's story. Remember the way fortune slipped through his fingers until he listened, until he changed, until he discovered that the difference between wealth and poverty can sometimes be as small as the hand of the clock and the water in your sink. Because every step you take tomorrow begins with the socks you wash today.
So now, my friend, pause for a moment. Tonight, before you fall asleep, I want you to think carefully about something so ordinary you've probably never questioned it. When do you wash your socks? Is it late at night, after the world has gone quiet? Is it in those fragile hours before dawn, when the air is heavy with silence? Or do you wait for the sun, for the strength of daylight, for that moment when energy is alive and full? The answer may be shaping your destiny far more than you realize. Because every single sock you clean carries not just the dirt of the day, but the imprint of your journey, the memory of your steps, the invisible marks of the paths you've chosen. Wash them at the wrong hour, and you might be rinsing away more than sweat and dust. You might be washing away the very fortune you've been waiting for, the prosperity that was already on its way to you. I know it sounds small, even unbelievable, but isn't that the truth about life? That sometimes it's not the big dramatic decisions that make or break us, but the tiny repeated habits we overlook. A word left unsaid, a step taken too soon, a sock washed at midnight. These little things ripple outward until they change the entire shape of our lives. And here is the choice I leave with you tonight: to continue dismissing these moments as meaningless, or to open your eyes to the possibility that the universe is whispering through them, guiding you with signs you've ignored for too long. Think back on your recent days. Have you felt opportunity slip through your fingers just when they seemed certain? Have you found money vanishing faster when it should? Or watched plans crumble for no clear reason? Perhaps you've told yourself it was coincidence, bad luck, or even your own mistakes. But what if those struggles were the echo of a habit you never thought mattered? What if every midnight wash, every careless choice of timing was slowly draining your abundance, drop by drop, load by load, until you were left wondering why nothing ever worked in your favor? The good news is this: you can change it. Starting tonight, you can decide differently. You can align your actions with light instead of shadow. You can let the sun bless your steps instead of allowing the darkness to steal them. It costs you nothing but awareness. It demands no sacrifice beyond patience. But the reward, the reward may be a flow of prosperity that feels almost miraculous. So here is my invitation to you tonight. The next time you hold your socks in your hand, don't just see fabric. See the road you've walked, the miles you've traveled, the fortune still waiting to meet you. Treat them with care, and treat the timing of their cleansing as sacred. This small act can become your secret ritual, your hidden advantage, your quiet declaration to the universe that you are ready, not to lose, but to gain. And as you do, pay attention. Watch how opportunities begin to reappear. Watch how doors that were closed start to open. Watch how your energy shifts, your confidence grows, your steps feel lighter. Because the truth is simple, yet powerful. Prosperity is not a storm that crashes into your life without warning. It is a tide,
and your habits determine whether it flows toward you or away from you. Tonight, as you recall when you last washed your socks, ask yourself, did I welcome the tide or did I turn it back? Am I a magnet for wealth or am I unknowingly pushing it away? The answer is in your routine. And remember, what we've spoken of today, this quiet but powerful truth about socks, is only one of many hidden habits that influence our fortune. There are other daily actions, small and innocent on the surface, that carry consequences far greater than we realize. From the way you sweep your floor, to the position of your shoes, to the way you pour water or place salt in your home, every detail holds meaning. Some of these habits are silent builders of wealth, while others are secret destroyers. Most people live their whole lives blind to them, but not you. You are here, listening, searching, ready to see what others cannot. So hold on to this thought. If something as small as the hour you wash your socks can decide whether fortune stays or leaves, what else might be hiding in plain sight, disguised as ordinary, waiting to be revealed? What other tiny routines are shaping the flow of your destiny at this very moment? In my next video, we will uncover them together. We will look at the habits you've dismissed as harmless, the little actions you've repeated without question, and I will show you how some of them are quietly dismantling your luck. And I will also show you how to reverse them, how to transform daily life into a ritual of abundance, how to turn every ordinary task into a magnet for prosperity. So tonight, as you fold your laundry, as you prepare for bed, let my words echo in your mind. Your socks are more than fabric, your habits are more than routine, and your life is more than coincidence. Fortune is not random. It listens, it responds, it watches how you treat the little things. And if you are wise enough to honor those little things, the great things will come rushing to you in return. Remember this. The path to wealth is not built in leaps and bounds. It is walked one step at a time in the very socks you wear. Guard them, respect them, and choose carefully when you cleanse them. For in that choice lies the secret of keeping your fortune, of holding your opportunities close, of inviting prosperity to sit with you instead of slipping away. And when you are ready to discover more, when you are ready to learn which other habits are secretly shaping your destiny, come back. Because what you've heard tonight is only the beginning. The world is full of silent signals.